Hello folks, White Guy here again. Welcome to my home on this very beautiful and yet windy, cool winter day. Anyway, you may hear the rumbling a little bit here and there. I put up this little cardboard shield behind my camera to help block the microphone and stuff, and it seems to work fairly well. The name of this video was called The White Guy Was Asked How to Study Scripture. You know, I did. I explained in great detail how I did so in my 3 books that I got published, and this gives me an opportunity. Oh, by the way, I actually remembered. Did you give me one of these? Or will you consider giving me one of these? I'd sure appreciate it on this video. Anyway, the 3 books that I've got published, this gives me an opportunity to share them again on this video. First one was In Defense of God's Love by yours truly. The second one was called Is God Bipolar? That's kind of what it looks like. And the last one is called No Love, No Fear. There's that wind. Anyway, No Love, No Fear. And notice how it's spelled. It's very important. By yours truly. Anyhow, like I said, I explained that in these, and I'll leave a link to these down at the Show Me More section, okay? And I explained how I did my research and why I came to my conclusions. A Patreon supporter of this channel, okay, his name is Robert Yoder. He doesn't mind me mentioning this. I got permission before I did so. Anyway, he emailed me, and he asked, quote, I would love to learn how to study these words out, like you do. Not really on the belief itself. That's refreshing. Most people just go off of other people's beliefs without researching and studying it out for themselves. I want to learn how to study, close quote. Oh man, it doesn't get any better than that, folks. It doesn't. What a breath of fresh air, you know, as compared to the minions, the yes men, you know, the pawns, the puppets, the conformists of doctrines of men, the cliquish puffed up and with pride deceived lemmings that are produced by religion. Yes, it's a breath of fresh air. If you don't remember anything else in this video, okay, try to remember this. None of us are any better than those I just mentioned. Okay? We all desire to be loved, needed, and wanted by God and others, and our flesh and carnal mind requires us, at times, okay, to be minions, yes men, pawns, puppets, conformists of doctrines of men that are cliquish and puffed up with pride, like a bunch of deceived lemmings in order to feel accepted. What a mouthful. Anyway, I thought I would do a video, and this is going to be a super short video, by the way. I thought I'd do a video explaining how I personally study to prove to myself, as it says in Timothy, a worker unto God that needs not to be ashamed. You know, first, let me be extremely clear. I am no authority. Not at all. And all I can offer is advice and my personal opinion on how to study, okay? And second, trust no one, including me, and ironically, including yourself. All right, or put trust in yourself, or your brain, or your understanding. We just can't, folks. We just can't. It's not wise. And but only trust in God. Yes. Okay. And that includes. Now this is going to step on some toes. Okay. That includes whatever Bible you choose to use too. Don't trust it. Gasp. Surely you jest, White Guy. Well, anyway, third, never use just one Bible version. Okay? Even if it's in the Greek-based, which I promote. Okay? Because no Bible is error-free. Okay? Ooh, there's that wind. Anyway, fourth, even if you don't buy a single book, concordance, Greek Bible, or dictionary, folks, you have the ability living right inside of you. It's so cool to rightly divide the word of truth from words that are lies. It's just so simple to do. A child can understand this, okay? Yet few people do it. When studying, how do I avoid? Okay, how do I avoid being deceived and later deceived other people due to the doctrines of men that I have let sink in here? Okay, I have finally escaped the cocoon of getting my head around some Bible verses. It's so cool. I am now not afraid at all to judge Scripture. I now rightly divide them. You know, that wind is just... Okay. Calm down, wind. Calm down. Okay. Anyway, like I said, I rightly divide Scripture. I judge Scripture this way. And this is I'm coming close to a close. Do the verses and stories I read endorse God's character? As in His love? Do they? You've got to ask yourself, every time you read something, you've got to ask yourself, how did that endorse God's love and His character? It's not hard, okay? Do they cause me or you to trust God more or to trust Him less? I don't know about you, but I've read Bible verses that makes me go, whoa, God really is going to let us down in the end. I mean, that's what so much of eschatology is all about. God's judgment and wrath on the earth, and He's going to let down all these people that He supposedly loves, so loves the world. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you got my sarcasm in that. Anyway, it is my understanding, okay, of these verses, of whatever I happen to read, bathed in and bring out in me the fruit of God's Spirit or the fruit of fear. And I'm telling you, if fear is involved, it is not of God, because God's perfect love casts out fear. But fear of what? What kind of fear? In context, all right, in 1 John it spells it out clearly, fear of punishment from God. So most of those verses and passages that we read that make us go, whoa, I don't know if I can trust God. It's all about punishment. Every one of them. You'll see if you remember this video, okay? So if I read something in the Bible or elsewhere that doesn't complement God's character and bring out His fruit, I simply just view it as words of men. I do. As in doctrines of men. Doctrines of men who wrote it. Or I should say doctrines more likely, though, ironically, doctrines of men who pervertedly translated it. That's even a better way to even put it, okay? And I don't view it as words from God. You know, and possibly a horrible mistranslation, as I kind of hinted at. In all honesty, most people view the words in the Bible through a lens coated with doctrines of men. We just do. However, when I rightly divide doctrines of men from words of God, words from God, I find treasure, folks. It's wonderful. Simple? You betcha. It's never proven me wrong, and it won't prove any of you wrong either. So when I study, I personally use a combination of the Jonathan Mitchell Amplified Greek New Testament and the Concordant Literal and the Mirror Version and the Oxford Greek Septuagint that you can get online, and the online Jewish Encyclopedia, and various ancient history sites. Secular people, they know what's going on. So don't just push them aside because they don't proclaim Jesus is Lord. No, they've got something up here too, okay? You got to learn to eat the meat and spit out the bone, an old preacher used to tell me. And the best site, folks, for research and study is tentmaker.org. Okay, it really is. It's awesome. Anyway, and in closing this video, yet I still rightly divide and judge them all. I don't care if I said it's the best site or this is the best Bible I've come across so far, blah, blah, blah. No, judge them all in the same way that you judge Scripture. Judge anything I'm saying right now in the same way that you would judge Scripture. Does it bring out the fruit of God's Spirit in your life? Does anything I share in these videos slander God in any way? Or do they encourage you to trust Him? Do you see? Anyway, I just hope that this video has helped to understand that this whole thing, research, study stuff, is much simpler than you might think. It really is. And I personally think anyone can do it. If I can, I'm not putting myself down, I'm really not, but I know me, okay? Sometimes I get pretty lazy. But if I'm able to do this stuff and come up with these 3 books, literally anyone can. All right? And I mean that sincerely. Like I said, I left the links. Did you remember to do that? Like I said at the beginning, I left, I'm going to leave 6 links down at the bottom of the Show Me More section. I already told you 3 of them are going to be this. The other one is going to be my website called thatwhyguy.com. and the other 2 remaining, one is going to be Patreon. By the way, thank you, and thank you, Robert, for giving me this idea for this video. Thank you, Patreon supporters, and any of those who want to buy the White Guy a cup of coffee. It's greatly appreciated. So those are the other links that are down there, and consider subscribing if you haven't already, and look me up on Facebook. I have a group called the White Guy Group, and it's a private group, and you have to answer 3 questions to join. But I do have a public timeline under a fake avatar name of John Anthony Jones. I do thank you for viewing.